Hey, sister girls, it's your big sister, Abby Rodell, and this is Full Roster, your go to dating podcast for advice, hilarious stories, tough love, and a deep dive into the shit show that is the dating world. Welcome to Full Roster. Baby, where the hell is my toady? What is taking him so long? Hey, sister girls, it is just me, Abby, today. Toady is a working businessman. He did not have time to record this week, so it is just me. I know it is so disappointing, but I hope you guys enjoyed our episode last week. We had so much fun recording and everything. I mean, it was a freaking blast. It's not going to be in studio every week, but I do hope that Toady can be on here way more, episodes than just one. So hopefully the next couple weeks you guys will see him again. We had an amazing vacation at Mount Princeton Hot Springs Resort. This is not an ad. They're not paying me to say this, but it was so, so nice. If you guys are into hot springs or anything like that, definitely check them out. They have so many different pools, hot tubs, cold plunges, a creek that is literal mountain like runoff that you can get into that's freezing for all you insane cold plunge people. It just is a really great variety of things to do there. It is our 20th episode of Full Roster. That means we are in the 10%. Only 10% of podcasts ever started make it to the 20th episode. We're here. Honestly, I had no doubt. I knew I'd do this. This was all part of the plan. I don't do anything half-ass really. So I knew we'd be here. It was just a matter of time. So thank you guys who have listened from the beginning. Thank you so much to the ones who have come since we started at the beginning of the year. And I look forward to doing this maybe for many more years. Who knows? Like always, we've got much to talk about in Roster Rundown today. First is Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner. They are having their little cutesy moment. And I don't know if this is real or not. I didn't do background checks or factual checks on this. This could totally be AI. But I read online that Jacob Elordi, Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, and Timothy Chalamet all went on a double date, which I think is so cute and perfect. Both the Jenner girls dating actors, like nerdy little actors, good for them. Has anybody checked on Sheena Shea? Because I have heard her name brought up twice now this week. I watched all of Vanderpump Villa, and they talk about her on Vanderpump. Stassi brings her up multiple times on Vanderpump Villa about how everything is always tied back to Sheena, which honestly it is. And then they talked about her again on Summer House this week. It all ties back to Sheena. I don't think Sheena's getting the flowers she deserves. I think she is such a pivotal person for Bravo. Everybody is connected through her. She has done such a fantastic job of creating friendships and relationships with people. She is a pro networker. Honestly, she needs to run courses on networking online or something because she is an expert at it. Everybody loves her. Everyone is connected through her. I think she deserves her own show. I think Bravo is not doing enough with her. I think they are severely underusing her potential in the Bravoverse, truly. So I think she deserves more, man. Anybody watching The Valley knows that this was going to come up. We have to talk about Danny and Nia again. And I'm honestly sick of talking about this guy. He just keeps getting worse and worse with every single episode. Lala stepped in this episode finally and stood up for Nia. I don't think Nia is used to that because they are used to sweeping every single thing under the rug and not letting their problems and issues be known to other people outside of their relationship. I do understand that to an extent, but when your husband is blatantly disrespecting you and you're not standing up for yourself, you need somebody to do it. And Lala stepped in and she did it. Good on her. I've always loved her ability to call out bullshit like that and not beat around the bush and not be passive aggressive. And she sure did. And she put him in his place. I'm so happy to see that she did that. It'll be really interesting tomorrow to see what the episode is like, to see if he gets even worse. I mean, it's so cringe right now. It's hard to watch, truly. And of course, we have to talk about Summer House, you guys. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about in Roster Rundown, but we have to. There's just a couple of notes that I have from the episode this week. The first one being how West was talking about dating Sierra. How when he was talking about it, he was saying that they were dating casually. While that might be the truth for him, it was not the truth for her. She thought they were more serious than they were. How could she not? He introduced her to his parents, took her home to Missouri to meet his parents, see where he grew up, all of that bull crap. and is still saying that he was dating her casually. Obviously, that's where the discrepancy is coming from. He's thinking they dated casually. He's wondering, why am I being treated this way? And then Sierra, of course, thinks that they were way more serious, rightfully so. I have loved Jesse in the last couple of episodes, especially the episode this week when he is talking to both Sierra and West and saying, have you guys talked? Have you guys talked about this? What's the next step? I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. Because truly, what the fuck are they doing? Like, what are they doing? What is Sierra doing, man? She's diving right back in, and she is being careless with her heart, which listen, I'm not judging that at all because I been there, done that, right? You want to give somebody another chance, and she's just diving right back in, and like I said, I've been there before. I get it. You think that they see how they have affected you in the past and it's going to make them change. It doesn't. They don't give a shit about how you feel. And it's very clear that he does not give an actual shit about Sierra. I do love Sierra on this episode when she's sitting down with Mia and Amanda and she's saying that we're not going to sit here and cry about something and not do anything about it because that's all Amanda has been doing. She just bitches. This segment is making my cussing come out. I apologize for that. I really need to tone it down. Okay, tone it down. Amanda, literally since she has been married to Kyle, has complained about their relationship and has done absolutely nothing about it. I have said this once, I'll say it a million times. She is a do nothing B word. This girl will never do anything. I had such high hopes for her when she was divorcing Kyle. We thought she was going to get the best edit ever, do amazing things, and then obviously she messed that up. I just I don't it would be so hard to be friends with somebody like that. People in general who complain about things and don't change anything actually drive me nuts. If something is bothering me, if I am sad about something, if I am in a bad spot in my life, I'm doing something to change it. I am doing something to uplift myself. I'm going to work on myself. I change it. And then you figure it out. I don't understand the mindset of not doing anything and just complaining about your life. It makes no freaking sense to me at all. Sierra and Amanda hugging at the end of the episode literally made me tear up. And I just think it's because this is pretty much the last time we're going to see them like that on our televisions, hugging like that and truly embracing each other and seeing Sierra champion Amanda through her separation and all of that stuff. So I don't know. It just got me in my feels, man. It was just really hard to watch. Until I have sponsorships, here's a quick plug, sisters. If you're all about fashion, fitness, and lifestyle inspo, head over to my LTK. I'm dropping my favorite looks, workout must-haves, and items I use on the daily. The best part about it is you can shop everything in one place. Follow me at Abby Rodell and get in on all of the looks I am serving. Welcome back, sister girls. This week on Sister Circle, we are going to talk about trust issues, specifically dating with trust issues. I feel like this is an episode where I'm going to be calling myself out a lot. From my experience with my narcissist, it gave me a ton of trust issues, a ton. It's been something that I have navigated through therapy. It's something that I desperately want to work on myself and change about myself. And, the change doesn't happen overnight. What can change overnight, I think, is your mental outlook on it. I definitely tend to be a more optimistic thinker. Something that I learned is when you're dating with trust issues, instead of putting it on the other person and saying, all men are bad, all men are liars, he's going to cheat on me, you know, instead of putting that on somebody who hasn't cheated or lied to you, you kind of put it on yourself and you say, do I not trust all men or do I not trust my decisions and trust that I cannot see the same patterns in a person again? And when I heard that, it definitely opened my eyes. Do I genuinely just not trust everybody or do I just not trust my judgment on people? And I don't trust my judgment on people. I look back at my history with the guys that I've dated, and one of them was a narcissist, and the other guys that I've had a long-term relationship with, I felt like I was settling for because they felt like the safe option. So I I don't trust my choosing and decision-making skills when it comes to people. I would like to think that I have really amazing intuition. I am a Scorpio after all. But It takes me a long time to figure out people's behavior and realizing that I might not be compatible with them because truly I can be compatible with anybody. I can get along with literally everybody. So that's just been a hard thing for me to navigate. I also do think that that's why I'm going through this single phase and not really wanting to date anybody, is because I just don't know fully if I trust myself. And I don't want to waste my time. And I certainly don't want to waste anybody else's time either, or break somebody else's heart or hurt them. That's a horrible, horrible feeling. So we are going to talk about that today, dating with trust issues. I think a lot of people dating with trust issues, and I'm calling myself out here, it comes off as having high standards or really good intuition or protecting your peace. That's a key phrase for me recently. I'm protecting my peace. But is that because I have trust issues? Or is that genuinely because I have good intuition or protecting my peace? So definitely still trying to figure that one out. I do feel like I'm protecting my peace. Like I'm very peaceful right now. So I do genuinely think that I am protecting my peace. These are some signs that you are healing your trust issues. Communicating instead of accusing, not panicking over delayed text, believing consistency, allowing vulnerability, not needing constant validation, being able to trust slowly instead of having like an all or nothing thing. That's communicating instead of accusing. Definitely need to work on for sure. I've never really needed much validation. I pretty much think very highly of myself. But the all or nothing trust thing is also a big deal because yeah, I if I don't trust somebody immediately, I do feel like I'm not going to give them a chance because well, I just have a hard time trusting anybody, obviously. According to ChatGPT, this is where most of the trust issues would stem from. Being cheated on, inconsistent parents, abandonment, toxic relationships, dating apps, situationships, being lied to repeatedly, being publicly humiliated or betrayed, social media making everyone suspicious. That's no shit. Most of mine come from being cheated on, obviously, by my narcissist and lied to constantly. These are what trust issues look like in dating: needing constant reassurance, overanalyzing texts, assuming the worst, snooping, testing people, pushing people away before they can even leave, struggling to believe compliments, becoming hyper independent, staying emotionally guarded. I feel like I might do some of these. Mostly, I'm hyper independent. That's a fact. I'm emotionally guarded. Although I will say that I am a lover girl. Like, I do want to have a partner again someday, even though I don't feel like I have the mental and emotional capacity to do it now. Someday, I am way too much of a lover. I feel like I have way too much love to give to not have my life be with some kind of partner. I believe compliments. I love me a compliment. I don't need constant reassurance. I don't overanalyze text messages. I feel like my intuition is spot on when it comes to communication with people. Like if their communication is off, I can feel it. Like I don't overanalyze stuff. It's a gut feeling, right? And I be getting gut feelings the second that something weird is happening. These are behaviors that could slowly ruin a good relationship. Checking locations constantly, stalking social media followers, bringing up old mistakes repeatedly, especially if they're not making the same mistakes over again, making someone prove themselves forever, assuming cheating without evidence, emotional walls, testing loyalty instead of communicating. The checking locations is hilarious because I just started using the sharing my location with like my friends and stuff like that. And I share it with my best friend Erica. Every time we text, her location pops up, in our text thread. And so I just check it. So I'm always like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And it cracks her up. Like, I don't know if I annoy her or not. I probably annoy the shit out of her. When it comes to dating people, you're either going to have healthy intuition or you're going to have self sabotage. And the self sabotage really comes into play, when you have trust issues. Here are some different examples you would see healthy intuition or self sabotage. When it comes to conflict, they avoid accountability every time there is an issue. That would be healthy intuition. We had one awkward conversation, so this relationship is doomed. You're sabotaging. When it comes to dating anxiety, Something feels off because their words and actions don't match. That is healthy intuition. Something feels off because I am uncomfortable being vulnerable. That is self sabotage. When it comes to jealousy, they actively entertain attention from other people and ignore the boundaries we agreed on. That is having healthy intuition. I don't like that they have friends of the opposite sex at all. That's self sabotage. That's just not realistic. When it comes to overthinking, you notice a change in energy, communication, and effort over several weeks. That's healthy intuition. They use one period instead of an exclamation point. I hope they aren't mad. That's self sabotaging. When it comes to phone privacy, they suddenly became super secretive with their phone after always being so open. That's healthy intuition. Sabotage would be they took their phone with them into the bathroom. They must be hiding something. When it comes to vulnerability, healthy intuition looks like I don't feel emotionally safe opening up because they mock my feelings or shut down serious conversations. Sabotage looks like I won't open up first because if they leave, I'll look stupid. When it comes to past relationships, healthy intuition might look like my ex lied repeatedly, so now I value consistency and transparency. A self sabotage might look like someone cheated on me before, so everyone probably will. When it comes to texting and communication, they consistently disappear for 2 to 3 days at a time and only return when it's convenient for them. That's having a healthy intuition. The self sabotage might be that they haven't texted me back in 5 hours. They must be losing interest. When it comes to social media, a healthy intuition might be they're flirting publicly with other people online while telling me that they want exclusivity. A sabotage looks like they liked a photo of someone attractive. They're probably cheating. Last one is dating consistency. A healthy intuition looks like they say they want a relationship, but their actions never move forward. And a self sabotage looks like they're being too nice to me. Something must be wrong. I have a couple listener write ins, so let's get into those. I've got my first date tonight since finding out I got cheated on a couple of weeks ago. How do you go about not thinking every dude is a liar? He seems like a good guy and knows my whole situation and has been very supportive. It almost seems too good to be true. I am definitely not trying to rush anything, but I don't want to take my past trauma out on him. It kind of sounds like you already are. It's only been 2 weeks since you found out you got cheated on. So it's only been 2 weeks since you presumably broke up with your ex. And you've already told a man that you're dating about what happened with the cheating, you've already trauma dumped on him. I don't think you should be dating this soon. I mean, it's not this guy's fault that you got cheated on 2 weeks ago. I think you need to take a beat, take some time. How long have you been seeing this guy? I mean, how did that even come up so soon? I would never talk about that to somebody because most of the time they don't get it and they feel like you're dumping on them what you are. And that tends to like push people away. To answer your question, just like I said at the beginning of Sister Circle, I'm working really hard to switch the narrative from being every person is going to cheat on me, I don't trust anybody, to actually, I don't trust myself. If I trusted myself in my decision making skills, I could point out the red flags. I could see the inconsistencies and all of that, which I do believe that I can at this point. But that's just something that I have to work on. And it sounds like that's something that you need to be working on as well. Shifting your mindset to you need to work on yourself. This person has not given you a reason not to trust them. They are just paying for something that someone else did. And that's definitely not fair to them. Last week, I found out my significant other cheated on me after taking a week to think about things. And after several conversations, I've decided to give him another chance. Any idea how I will recover? I've never had anyone break my trust before, and I am not handling it well. How do you regain trust? This might not be like the perfect example for this episode, but we'll talk about it. And I probably am not the right person to answer this, genuinely. I don't regain trust very well. I have been cheated on one time in my life. Well, multiple times, but by the same guy. The first time that I ever found out, which is, it sounds like you're in this situation, this is the first time that you've ever found out that you've been cheated on. What I did was take a couple weeks from my ex. But then when we got back together, I fully 100% trusted him because I thought that me crying to him and him seeing how much he hurt me would make a difference in how he treated me moving forward. It's not the case at all. I hope you don't go, it doesn't sound like you're jumping back into this and trusting him 100% like I did. That was silly of me. I was obviously very naive, but I had never been lied to before. I didn't really have a reason not to believe that he wasn't going to hurt me again after seeing how torn up I was. I don't know how. you regain the trust. The easy answer is go to therapy. But genuinely, I think you just have to talk about it every single time it comes up. And he really needs to be sympathetic to what you're going through. If this is going to work, he has to be so patient. You guys have to be so patient with each other. I hope that there are other people that you can talk to and rely on through this. It ain't going to be easy. Hey sisters, before we wrap up with our last segment, if you want even more behind the scenes, daily vibes, and want to get to know me on a more personal level, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Abby Rodell. That's ABBEYROEDEL. I share everything from fashion, fitness, and lifestyle to funny or frustrating personal moments. I'd love to see you there. Slide into my DMs and say hi. Welcome back, sister girls. I hope that you got something out of the sister circle, especially if you're out here dating and you have trust issues like me. I mean, I wish that this was an episode that I would have heard, 4 years ago after my narcissist ex, because I just feel like it was something that I needed to hear. I think it's so relatable. A lot of people do it, not just women, obviously. There's men with trust issues too. And I think genuinely switching that mindset around to it's not them, it could be me. Am I doubting myself? That has just helped me a ton. And I hope that it helps other people too. We've got one inbox audacity. It ain't mine this week, thank God, but it is hilarious. Like it actually cracked me up. It says, "Hello, you're really beautiful." And then about 10 minutes later, he comes back in and says, "Sorry, didn't fully check your profile. I can't afford you. No need to reply." Oh, that cracked me up that he like acknowledged that. I need more men in my DMs to realize that. You can't afford me, brother. That cracked me up. And then him saying no need to reply. Like, we love a self-aware man around here. And this man is self-aware. That's all for this week, sister girls. Thank you so much for joining me. We made it through episode 20. This is it. We're in the top 10% now. We're going to keep going, keep doing these episodes. Hopefully next week, Toady will be back with me. We're going to talk about moving on from your relationship. So this week we're talking about dating with trust issues. Next week we're talking about moving on. How do you get back into dating? What does that look like? So I think that'll be a fun episode, especially with Toady. Make sure that you are subscribing to the platforms that you're watching on. Make sure that you're following at Full Roster Pod on all socials. If you guys have anything you want to write in, any inbox audacities or questions or needing advice on any relationship things, email me at fullrosterpod@gmail.com or message me on Instagram at fullrosterpod. Both are great. We will talk about it on an episode. Come back next week for more belly laughs and crazy dating stories. And as always, I hope the DMs are smooth and the red flags so obvious. See ya. Thank you for listening to Full Roster. You can find me on all socials at Full Roster Pod, and you can watch the video on YouTube. Like and subscribe to support the show, and come back for the next episode. See you next week.